Well, Tulsi Gabbard allegedly got raided and then later didn't get raided. That was according to Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who made a pretty explosive claim about the CIA raiding the office of the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. But she later walked her statement back. So what's going on here? And to be honest with you all, even after walking her statement back, even after the claims of Tulsi Gabbard being raided were denied, I'm still pretty worried about what's going on here. So let me make my case. Let me give you the details. So to understand how this story developed, we need to understand the context, right? So it started with a CIA whistleblower making a pretty explosive claim that the CIA seized several documents that were being reviewed by Tulsi Gabbard's office. Ooh, interesting. What kind of documents are we talking about here? Now, I initially thought these documents had to do with the war on Iran, but no, that's not what this is about. So the CIA whistleblower, his name is James Erdman III, who was a former CIA employee and is now the co-founder of the conservative action group Feds for Freedom, said that the CIA had removed documents from ODNI during a congressional hearing regarding the agency's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I want to show you that video and then we'll discuss.
When the dig ceased operations, the CIA also took back 40 boxes of JFK files and MKUltra files being processed for declassification by DNI Gabbard.
Okay, so documents that were being processed for declassification. What is that about? Well, if you all can remember, Trump had said that he was going to be far more transparent. Let's all stop for laughter. But he ordered the release of all remaining documents pertaining to the JFK, RFK, and Milk assassinations. Now, according to Tucker Carlson, we don't have all of the documents that were promised, certainly not when it comes to the JFK files, which I think is interesting. But nonetheless, Trump also called for the documents related to MKUltra, which was the CIA's mind control experiment program, to also be released. And as head of the ODNI, Gabbard was reviewing some of these documents before releasing them to the public, the declassified version. Now, Republican Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna expressed her absolute outrage over this. She was on News Nation where she said the following. Take a look.
You also have some news coming out of the CIA that you'd like to share.
Yeah, so we were actually just notified that the CIA went in and took documents out of ODNI, multiple boxes pertaining to the JFK files as well as MKUltra. The reason why this is troubling is there was an executive order that the president had directed the full declassification of JFK, but then also to the MKUltra files, the CIA famously has said that all documents were released and other documents had been destroyed. So these are allegedly those documents that apparently never existed, and so very troubling. I did just talk to Chairman Comer, and we are sending in the next hour or so a preservation of documents request to the CIA. I have calls into the White House to the director of the CIA himself, and so obviously as this develops, we'll keep everyone up to date, but strange times we're living in.
Absolutely strange times we're living in. Now, she also posted the following on social media, on X. So she says that given the nature of documents in question, we are sending a preservation notice. Docs needed to be returned to ODNI, given that ODNI was given direction and authority by the president to declassify RFK, MLK, and JFK documents regarding MKUltra. These were documents specifically requested by my task force and currently being used for our investigation. And her concerns were echoed by others, namely Jesse Waters on Fox, who posted about it and then later deleted it, which prompted Olivia Coleman, the press secretary for the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, commented on a Fox News report about the allegations, writing on X, "This is false. The CIA did not raid the DNI's office." Okay. Whether it was a raid or not, I don't really care. Did the CIA go into her office and take documents? And I want to know why they did that. I want to know why they did that. Whether it's a raid or not, who cares? I mean, a raid, did I ever think that like federal agents like busted down her door and like pointed weapons at her and like, took her document? No, I don't think that happened. But the fact of the matter is that the CIA went into her office and took documents out, specifically the documents that are supposed to be declassified and released to the public. What is that? Luna went on to clarify after the press secretary for the office of the ODNI made their statement that there was no raid. Clarification: took documents that ODNI has jurisdiction over. Also, this did not happen today and was not a raid. However, it did take place, and we are just being made aware of it based on reporting. And that's a problem, right? That's a problem. The CIA is out of control, like totally out of control. Oh, the CIA doesn't want the release of MKUltra documents. MKUltra, the CIA mind control garbage scandal that we have in our history. Oh, they don't want those documents to be declassified and released to the public. What a shocker. Wow. Out of control. Out of control. Okay, so Luna also responded to Nick Sorter, a conservative media person, for saying that Luna was making things up for attention.
Do you know your brain rot index? No, of course you don't. I didn't either because I didn't know what it was, but turns out you might want to, especially after hearing this. Did you know that the average American checks their phone over 200 times a day? That's about 5 hours of screen time a day on just your phone. Unfortunately, that means your brain is rotting. A little bit, but have no fear. I switched over to Noble Mobile, downloaded their Noble Mobile Life app, and was able to track my own brain rot index. It's 0. No, I'm just kidding. My number was not great, but now that I'm on Noble Mobile, getting way better. It tracks how much you use your phone, how often you pick it up, and even shows you how to save money on your phone bill by using it less. New members can even earn up to $100 cash back for keeping their brain rot index under 100, which means you are very unrot. Okay, so you unlock all that when you join. So download the Noble Mobile Life app today, track your own brain rot index, and learn how you can save money and spend more time doing things that actually bring you joy instead of doom scrolling on social media. Check it out by heading to tyt.com/switch or by downloading the Noble Mobile app. By the way, don't tell Andrew, but if you're on Wi-Fi, you also don't use your data, so you're gonna get money back anyway. tyt.com/switch.
She says, this is false. I never claimed a raid was made. Show me one clip when I say that. Who cares? Who cares if it's a raid or not? The point is the documents were taken out of her office, documents that are supposed to be released to the public after being declassified. So she continues, ODNI did confirm docs were taken that were under their jurisdiction. That is a problem. Also, this is directly based off whistleblower testimony and ODNI. I don't know what low-level staffers you were talking to, but this was directly confirmed, hence the preservation of documents letter from oversight signed by the chairman of the oversight committee. Okay, I don't think Luna is doing anything wrong here. In fact, Luna is doing what I think every member of Congress should do, which is demand answers about documents that were taken out of Tulsi Gabbard's office, but were supposed to be released to the public after being declassified. Like, we need to understand why that happened. So I'm sorry, like I've got issues with Anna Paulina Luna on other issues, but on this, I don't think she's the bad guy. She wants answers. And honestly, I would like to see members of Congress demand answers more often. The CIA has yet to respond to these comments or, explain why they took the documents in the first place. However, they did offer a full-throated condemnation of the CIA whistleblower who embarrassed them for their out-of-control behavior. And I don't really care to read it, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to. Instead, we are going to just acknowledge the fact that people under Tulsi Gabbard entered her office and took documents under her jurisdiction that we're supposed to be able to see eventually after they're declassified. We need answers. It's that simple.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.